astounding, the difference it made. It was just absolutely incredible.
It was an absolutely massive difference today.
It's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
You know, if it had been snowy and icy, you wouldn't be going anywhere on the standard tyre, whereas a winter tyre you'd be driving around quite easily.
I'm familiar with winter tyres. I have tried them in snowy weather before, but this is the first time I've tried them in a variety of conditions, and also in sort of moderate temperatures rather than very cold temperatures. There was a surprise in that the actual difference between the winter tyres and the summer tyres. I had an expectation, obviously there would be an improvement in the winter tyres, but not quite as marked as it was. I think particularly the ice hill in the Yaris, in the winter tyre car, it didn't feel like ice at all. It felt like a moderately damp, slippery road, certainly not ice.
Winter tyres have certainly been an issue in the last 2 years. People have realised that no longer can we survive without actually thinking about how we get around. I've driven winter tyres on various tests in the past. I do a lot of skiing, so I'm aware of how they work. But what we did here today, where we drove them back to back with a standard normal summer tyre, as you might want to call it, was quite enlightening in regards to the differences in grip and traction and steering response and whatnot. And what was interesting today in particular was how marked the difference was on the ice hill for traction and whatnot. But what was also interesting was in the dry and conditions which certainly aren't winter conditions. It's 25 degrees here today. Was that the summer and the winter tyre weren't so bad as a back-to-back. You could drive the winter tyre on the road perfectly well. There's grip there. Okay, obviously if you push it a little bit harder, it gives up its grip a little bit earlier. But nothing to worry about in that respect. But on the other hand, if it had been snowy and icy, you wouldn't be going anywhere on the standard tyre, whereas a winter tyre you'd be driving around quite easily.
Winter tyres is an interesting one because I ran them last year on my Golf long-termer, and I jumped in from the tyre fitting centre and didn't notice a huge amount of difference at first. So for a few months it was just like normal. Then the snow came and then it started making a huge difference, and that's when I kind of understood the benefits of winter tyres. It's similar to today. We went out first on the track for the handling course in the vans over there. I went out with winter tyres first and then the normal tyres, and again there wasn't a huge difference. The normal tyres were perhaps a bit sharper, but it wasn't major. Then I went out in the big ski slope thing. We went down there with cold weather tyres first, and the car stopped and it was fine. And then we went out on the normal tyres and we just run straight down to the bottom, and that's when I really understood the difference that winter tyres made. It was astounding, the difference it made. It was just absolutely incredible.
I've experienced winter tyres before, both on my own car, and we've been to lots of presentations about them and seen the theory behind why they make a difference, and they in theory do make a difference, but having a chance to test them here proves all the theory that we've already been told, which is that they reduce braking distances and they improve grip, and that they work over low friction surfaces for cornering and stopping, and for traction when moving off as well. We drove first of all the Volvo S60 on a kick plate, which is a device there's a low friction surface that represents ice, and the car is kicked off balance so that it induces a slide. And with summer tyres you could correct it, but it took a lot longer to correct it, and you found yourself near the end of the skid plate before you'd even got control of the car back, whereas with winter tyres it just dug in and bit and you could straighten up. And with summer tyres, yes, you can do it, but it's difficult, and it would very easily catch you unawares, and it was 50-50 whether you could to stop it or not. But with winter tyres they give you the ability to just go for it. You can feel what the car is doing, control it, and get it back online easily.
Our view of winter tyres is that it's a bit of a no-brainer really. There isn't a greater cost involved because you'll simply have two sets of tyres which you're using for more or less half a year each. So you're not spending any more on tyres, you just have two sets of tyres which will last twice as long. The only cost consideration is either in storage, if you're just replacing the tyres and you have the same set of wheels, or if you do make the purchase of a new set of wheels to put the tyres on, and then you can store them in your own garage and change them relatively easily yourself. It's not a huge difference in costs, it's just that storage element which is different.
We've all seen the problems that are caused by having incorrect tyres on the cars. It was an absolutely massive difference today. Driving the winter tyres in a low friction environment, absolutely huge difference. From the driver's seat, it's almost terrifying when you've got these normal tyres on, normal tyres with absolute 100% tread, brand new tyres. You go out, you'll do your skid, and you lose control. With the winter tyres, you can feel them biting, you can feel the traction just coming to you. I can't stress enough how much of a huge difference it is.
I don't think storage is a major problem, given the benefits that they bring. As we saw today on the various wet circuit courses, it basically turns an undrivable, completely unusable car into something that it performs just like a car in the summer. The winter tyres effectively turn your car into something more than a four-wheel drive, because even a four-wheel drive couldn't do what we did today. It makes the car useful all year round, whatever the weather. And I think in terms of a few £100 investment, that's a major benefit to winter tyres.